those of you who obviously are paying attention to the gossip, and I do my best not to, but I think in this case it's important to talk about it because it isn't so much about what was said, it's about the actions of the individual that a lot of people seem to envy for whatever reason, and that, of course, is Andrew Tate. I think Andrew Tate is more or less the definition of toxic masculinity.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that? Who's Andrew? I don't know who that is.
Well, he's a former, I guess he's like a former, like an MMA fighter, I guess, is what he did.
Okay.
But he's a very wealthy man, evidently. And so his wealth was made, or apparently a significant portion of his wealth is made by managing an OnlyFans like business empire, if you would.
Okay, good for him. So
basically, well, not necessarily. I mean, again, the one thing you don't necessarily know about OnlyFans, especially because I believe Tate is outside the U.S., is whether or not there's sexual exploitation and things like that that's going on.
That may or may not be, but that's not what we're talking about. Like, stick to the facts of the case. Whether or not this guy was involved in that is not what the point is. And if he wants to make money in OnlyFans, goody for him.
Well, Andrew Tate decided to make a tag Greta Thunberg in a post today bragging about how he has 33 cars, including a Bugatti W16 80-liter quad turbo, which I believe is like $2 million. My two Ferrari 812 Competizione have 6.5-liter V12s.
I want to know who's that handles that, because that's about this guy you're talking about.
This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions.
And there's this picture of him with what I'm assuming is his Bugatti.
That's his Bugatti. And so
that's grotesque. That's grotesque.
And so Greta Thunberg comes back at him with, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com.
I didn't see that was from her. I just saw this one.
Now let's keep in mind, because I think this is very relevant to the story.
That's awesome sauce. That's awesome sauce.
So what's very relevant here is the fact that Andrew Tate is almost 37 and Greta Thunberg is 19. So
also on the spectrum, by the way.
Greta's on the spectrum. Oh, I didn't even know that.
So this is somebody on a spectrum that generally has people having like social issues and stuff. I gotta say, Greta, you're on it. Like, this guy is such a douchebag.
Well, to say
small dick energy. Good for you, Greta.
Yeah, and to say that he's a douchebag would be an understatement, because the guy has a history of saying very despicable things regarding how to deal with women, including physically assaulting them. But why people feel that this is a guy that you want to gravitate to. Yeah, I get it. He's a tough guy. He fights and things like that. But there are lots of guys who fight and do it because it's their career. It's what they do, with people their own size and, weight, if you will.
This guy, woo.
But this guy, I'm telling you, he has got an endless supply of the type of language that is so coarse.
It's good call on her part.
And I'm the last person
to say. The first thing I think when I see that is small penis.
Well,
that's the first thing that comes to mind with this guy.
Even if you have one, but the fact that he says, I've got a fleet of cars that are gas guzzlers, it's like, what are you trying to put? Like,
he's just being a dick. Just being a dick.
Yeah. And that is certainly something he's made a very big habit out of. Yeah. Agreed,
yeah, it's gross.
It is gross. But the problem is that there are a lot of men out there that, for whatever reason, one way or another, find Andrew Tate appealing. They find his brand of...
There's a lid for every pot.
Yeah, but the problem is that there's a lot of people who envy him, who think that he's...
There's a lot of people that envy Elon Musk. There's a lot of people that listen to people like Ben Shapiro. There's a lot of people that that enjoy listening and respecting douchebags. I don't know why.
It's fair.
They need leadership, I guess. These people need leadership, and they look at their own little weakling selves and they seek that out in someone else who's weakling like them and has somehow made money by being so. I don't know. All of those people, I feel like those are all people that need to be punched in the vagina. When I think of people like Elon Musk and just people like there's him, I don't even know who that is until just now.
Well, again, I could, like
Ben
I said,
Shapiro definitely could punch him in the vagina.
Well, Ben Shapiro is definitely overcompensating.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
But somebody like Andrew Tate, who was a successful fighter in his own right, has certainly evolved, or is it devolved would be the right word, into the worst form of human scum, as far as I'm concerned. He's all about the excess. He's a braggadocious type of Trump, only in this case, he brags about hurting women.
So what we're saying is that a misogynistic, like basically bully,
yes,
does fighting for a living. Yes, I get that. And that's why, and let me say, people who, it doesn't matter. The kind of person, honestly, who wants to do that kind of fighting, that's a certain kind of person, just like it's a certain kind of person who wants to go into law enforcement or there's certain kind of people that seek out certain types of careers. And especially when you're past the hobby point. At the hobby point, I kind of get that to some extent. But when you get past the hobby point, you're in that for a very particular reason.
But the whole thing, again, what is the purpose of trying to get Greta Thunberg's attention? Of all the people, you want to pick on a teenager?
This is a very, very like misogynistic person. This is somebody who just does not like women. And
do you think that is akin to somebody who's a closet homosexual?
I'm not going to guess on his. I'm just saying I can't tell you what his reasons for being an anti-woman are, but he is. He's just a misogynist.
But I also think that there's a lot of men out there that do hate women, and or don't like the fact that they haven't had success with women, and they see Andrew Tate as sort of a vessel, if you will, for their emotional feelings towards women. So they see him as basically saying the things that
this is a very, very small and insecure man. And anybody who would be taunting a teenager who's done nothing but been an environmental activist and a net positive for the world, and that's who you're picking a fight with, speaks volumes. Like, to me, that's a very small man.
And if you had,
like, I don't know what more to say.
And if you had one Bugatti or just one gas guzzling car, and you're like, hey, first of all, the fact that you even felt the need to try to get her attention is just pathetic.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you have one, maybe two of these cars that you've spent apparently millions of dollars on, but no, that's not enough.
Yes, she did.
I have to let you know that I have a fleet of these cars. I have a fleet because, again, I'm so insecure. I have no real substance. I have to live
I have a fleet of cars.
Okay, vanity. Vanity, definitely my favorite sin.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.